Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Build-A-Figure Wave review. It's been a little while, but got the full wave for the Batman and Robin Mr. Freeze Collect to Build figure. Each figure retails for about $24.99. Let's see, I got Batman first. That was before Christmas, and then about a week ago I got Batgirl, and then these two I got from the CMD store. I had to pay $10 shipping, but otherwise got all of these for retail, so I can't really complain. And I think that overall these look good, but let's get into their accessories. So obviously each one comes with a card, which we'll take a look at very briefly. And they also come with a standard figure stand. Batman here comes with these two ice effect pieces that you can put around the character's hands. I might show that off in the video, I might not, I haven't decided. And then Robin comes with the bigger ones, and again, these go on the arms. They're just ice effect pieces, kind of frozen. That's nice, I guess. Anyway, the builder figure pieces. Batman comes with the legs, Robin comes with the arms, Ivy comes with the torso, and Batgirl comes with the head, blaster effect, and the shoulder pads. She comes with pretty much everything. Kind of strange. Anyway, let's take a look at those cards first. So here's Batgirls, and yes, it does say Barbara Wilson on that. I like that touch. All right, next up is Batman here. Take a look at his data file. Pretty similar. Next up is Robin. I think all of these are the same card except for Ivy. I think hers is... Nope, hers is the same. Might be a little bit different. But, that's what you get. And let's take a look at the boxes real quick. We're just going to take a look at Batman's. It's your standard box, but something they did here is they actually made this red on the side. I like that. And let's change this to a red light. Hold on. There you go. We have a red light on our... that's it at max brightness. You can kind of see it on Mr. Freeze's crotch, but let's turn the light off back to normal. There we go. Anyway, and here's the back for you, so you can see it just shows what each figure comes with. Yeah, you get the idea. All right, let's who do we want to start off with? I guess we can go in number order and start with number 1. So let's go with Batgirl. Let's start with Batgirl. Alicia Silverstone. I think that they did a great job on the body mold. The proportions look good. They got the heels on there. They got those big-ass boots that go all the way up to the mid-thigh. No, there's no joint there. No swivel joint, unfortunately. On camera, I think that the diaper piece looks better on camera, but like from this angle you can kind of tell it's like a different sheen. Wish they could figure out a way to kind of blend that better, but it follows the sculpt marks, so I can't complain too much. The bat symbol that she has looks good up there. It's kind of hard to see though from this angle. Everything looks nice here. It's sculpted very well. I even appreciate that they have that weird thing carried up here all the way up to the gloves. I didn't know that went all the way up. It's kind of nice. The cape, it's a cape, and it's not plugged into the back. I like when they do that. If I can get, can't get up there, but it's plugged in up at the top rather than at the back, so it actually allows for a little bit more range of movement, but not by much. And I can actually fit her on screen since she's not that tall. This face looks a bit... let's turn the... There we go. This face is like just so dull. Like there's no life here. Like they added the paint to the hair, which looks good. It looks a little green on camera, but that's just the background. See, that's what it actually looks like. I think if the eyes had a little bit more life to them, I think the rest of the face would be a bit better, but not by much. She just looks kind of lifeless. And she also suffers from this issue where she's kind of leaning to one side where like one leg is taller than the other. I don't know how to fix that without having one leg just be like way off to the side like that. But good figure, good sculpt. Head looks a little lifeless though. Wish they did something about that. All right, that's Batgirl. All right, who is number 2? Was that Robin? No, it was Poison Ivy. And I think that this is the standout figure of the wave for me. I don't think that there's any major issues here. Proportionally, I think it looks fine. I don't see anything too bad here. The arms do feel a little bit thin, especially around the wrist. I just worry about the wrists. But yeah, it looks good. I like how all this detail in here. This dry brush with the green that they did all the way on the upper torso, the midsection, and the diaper piece. They even have a fade in the thighs, kind of like the movie, spandex or whatever material they used for it. But you have the brighter green, the darker green, and you even have the black, the darkest green. I really appreciate that. They did a good job there. They even painted that little vine. I like that. Head sculpt, I think, is very good. Very good. Looks just like Uma Thurman. The hair up here, though, it's kind of wish that they added like a dry brush. I think they did. It's more noticeable on the back, but up here it kind of gets lost. It just all looks like a crown. It's not bad. Again, it just gets lost. I don't see all that really good hair detail up there. Um, Articulation wise, actually, I think she has probably the best forward out of anybody. Let me show Batgirl real quick here. Oh, nope, Batgirl's is a little bit better. Not that you would need them to go forward, but, if you're posing them for a specific shot, you could get it done. All right, next up is Robin. He was the third figure. Again, with the likeness, I think it's very good. I just think that it looks a little lifeless. I don't know how to fix that personally, but again, I think this looks like Chris O'Donnell, like they did a good job. And I can't tell if my hair is misglued. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. I think it's fine, but if mine's misglued, let me know, because I've looked at pictures of this and I really can't tell. On camera, the rotator cuffs look a little bit darker than the rest of the red paint. It's not. It's in to the naked eye, it looks to be the same color. I'm kind of annoyed, I guess that's the right word, that they only used like one coat of this color paint, because you can definitely see some of the black bleeding through. Like, this color should be a bit brighter. It shouldn't be this dark. I don't know why it is. It's just very strange to me. It's not a very bright color in the film, but it is brighter than this. On camera, it actually looks better. In person, it doesn't. But, they got all that. They got the nipples on the bat suits. The upper body is a different sheen to the midsection and lower legs. On camera, it's a more noticeable difference. In person, it's not as bad. Cape here, again, it's at the top. I appreciate when they put it at the top instead of that big bulky square at the back. And, nothing here looks out of the ordinary. Everything looks good. They got the boots here. I like that. I enjoyed this figure. I've seen some people actually use this for a Nightwing custom, and that's kind of what I always saw in this Batsuit. Like, this was Nightwing, but they didn't want to actually do it, or they had plans to do it and they just didn't. He does have a leaning forward issue. I have tried to fix it to some extent, but whatever. He's going on a shelf anyway. As long as I can see him, it's no big deal. And lastly, we have a mostly reused figure, but this is George Clooney Batman. And this figure is great. It's, I think, the best likeness out of these 5, next to Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy. And while I do think Poison Ivy's a better figure, mainly because this one is mostly reuse, the only new thing here is actually the plastic cape. He comes with a plastic cape this time, and he doesn't have the big block either, but it is plugged into the back with this very tiny connection, which I feel like could cut very easily. and he just fell off of his stand. I've had this figure for a while, so. But the detail looks great here. I've seen some people use this for, a custom gray and blue Batman, which I do like. I don't know why the movies never did a blue and gray Batman, but you got the boot detailing on here that looks good. The cuffs look good. Fists, everything here is good. I don't have the six-pack version of this Batman, but I just think he looks great. The likeness is again spot on. I don't think it looks lifeless or dead. It looks exactly like George Clooney. Like they got that to a T. It's him. It's nobody else. The ears out of the package were actually bent inward on mine, so I was able to heat those up and to get them to their more natural position over time. Although they're not fully back to their natural positions, they should be more like this. But I don't mind if they curl in a little bit. Anyway, so that's the main four of the wave, and now we move on to the Build-A-Figure, Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I really like this one, but this Build-A-Figure, but I do have some issues with it. First of all, I do feel like it's a little bit lesser quality than the Flashpoint Cyborg. This is an all-silver figure, but there's no different shades of silver in this figure. It's just all molded in this one silver color, and the rubber pieces molded in a silver color. I feel like if they added some of the darker silver that was on the Flashpoint Cyborg Build-A-Figure onto this guy, I think it'd look much better, much better. But they didn't do that, and I kind of wish they did. But because you can see, like on the helmet, they have the brighter silver up here, the more the painted silver, if you will. But down here, it's just all the molded silver. And the only paint details are just the blue sections on, all the armored pieces, the upper torso there. They even got it on the back of the legs. So, while I do like that they got the blue in here, I kind of wish it was transparent plastic, but that's a nitpick for me, just the blue. But, textures, details, the sculpt is immaculate. It looks perfect, I would say. And you can angle these up if you want to, or angle them down. I usually keep them about right there. I think that looks best. But up to you, up to your preference. One thing to note with the ice gun here, which I find very strange. I don't know why they made this decision. Be careful with this handle. It's very thin towards the top here, and as you can see, mine has curved a little bit. But you see how this area is flat? It's not supposed to be like that. It should look like this. Maybe this was to save plastic, but it looks very strange. It didn't look like that in the movie, at least from the multiple screenshots I saw. Just a quick Google search. And this effect piece is removable, so if you just want to have a standard ice cannon, you can do that. But let's get a look at that head sculpt. Mine has a mispainted right eye over here, but everything else looks good. Like if I covered that up, you could tell that that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, that eye is just a little bit mispainted, and it's a little annoying. But oh well, what am I gonna do, right? Let's get this back in there, and look at the chest. I didn't show you that real quick. Oh, articulation wise, the arms, it's just the swivel hinge at the elbow, nothing at the upper besides that, so there's no swivel at the upper. I checked. And then same thing with the legs here, although yeah, there's like no swivel, and this is the bend and swivel joint as well. And of course, Build-A-Figure, he doesn't come with a stand, but he has enough heft and enough of a footprint to actually stand upright no matter what pose. I could probably have him do something like, yep, he stands just fine. So yeah, this is a quality figure, I would say. The articulation is a little lacking in the arms. The legs I don't mind, but I wish he had a swivel or a double joint there. But in any case, I think that Mr. Freeze here turned out very nice, very nice. So let me go ahead and put him in the middle here, bring them all forward. And we'll do just a few size comparisons. I don't want to overdo it. But Mr. Freeze here stands at about just under 8 inches tall. He's like just a few ticks on the ruler there, under 8 inches. Let's see, Batman here, he stands at about 7 3/4, a little bit taller with the ears. Robin here, if I can get him to stand upright proper, because he is leaning forward a little bit. Robin, like 7 and just under 7.5, like in between 7.5 and 7 1/4. Poison Ivy here, she stands at 7 1/4, a little bit taller than Robin. And then Batgirl, she stands at about 7. So there's the size comparisons for those. And I forgot to get a lot of my DC Multiverse figures down, so we're just going to do a few here while I have them. The ones I do have on my desk. I haven't done a review on this one, but I have the Batman's Penguin. So there's a movie figure. For video game figures, I have Arkham City Gold Label Batman. And for another Build-A-Figure, I have my Atrocitus here. Still my favorite Build-A-Figure. Kind of hard to beat Atrocitus, you know. He's so angry, right? But there they are next to some multiverse figures from Mcfarlane. So, you know, they'll look good next to the movies and even the video games. But classic comic, it's really up to you. I have seen people use this Poison Ivy for customs as well. Actually, I've seen at least a custom for each of these 4 figures, and you know, a custom paint job on him, but not a custom proper, you know. So let me see if I can get these a little bit closer so we can do more size comparisons. Trying to get a good shot here. Yeah, that works for me. All right, so let's see how they look next to some non-multiverse figures. Oop. As soon as I grab a figure, their backpack falls off. Damn you, Tiger Force Outback. From G.I. Joe Classified. Speaking of Hasbro, we'll get 2 more Hasbro properties. Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black. Marvel Legends, Tobey Maguire, or Friendly Neighborhood, Spider-Man. 7-inch lines, we got the Jazzwares Spartan Yoroi. Trying to get him in frame. Might be easier to do that. There you go. And then some wrestling figures, AEW Unrivaled, Target exclusive Samoa Joe. The WWE Mattel Elite 100 Giants, you know. And I haven't used this one in a while. I kind of forgot about doing it. But I have my Gundam Wing model kit here. High grade. I think it's a high grade. But there you go. There's some size comparisons with that whole wave for you. Of these 4, Batman and I would say Robin are probably the easiest 2 to find. The lady's a little bit harder to find. Not too much. Again, I did have to buy Robin and Poison Ivy off of CMD store. As far as I know, they still have both of them up there. So if you're looking for, you know, either of them, that's the place I would recommend. Again, $10 shipping, but just depends on your area. You might actually get it cheaper, or it might be more expensive. Just depends on, again, your area, just how much you're willing to spend. But I highly recommend all of these figures, and of course the Mr. Freeze Build-A-Figure. Anyway, that's about it for the review. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. And let me know down in the comments what other figures or food related or anything you want to see me do a review of. And as always, peace.